Hello everyone, this is Yogesh Lanjivar. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today's topic for the discussion is paver block or a paving block. So let's see what is this paving block is. The learning outcomes at the end of this particular session, you will able to know the concept of paver block, what are the materials which are required for making or construction of a paver block, application of a paver block. Contents. It consists of an introduction, history, why paver blocks are used, what are the materials which are required for the making of a particular paver block, advantages and disadvantages, or you can say the limitations, applications, shape and classification. Introduction. So paving block or a paver block, it is also called as a block paving, it is also called as a brick paving, is a commonly used decorative method of creating a pavement or a hard standing, generally in a footpath. So these paver blocks are used so that the soil can be withstand properly, and the person who is standing on that particular footpath, so he or she can able to withstand properly on that particular material. IS code which are used, or the general guidelines which are given in the IS codes are IS 15658 2006. It covers the concrete blocks for paving with the following requirement. Grade designation is given M30, M35, M40, M50 and M55. History. As the Holland has developed this paving block in the 1950s, but it is not Holland only. It was started from the Roman era. So interlocking paver block or interlocking concrete paver are also called as a segmental paver. This special type of paver have emerged in the United States over the last few decades. Earlier, bricks or a clay or a concrete was used for a paving. Generally, we say it's a flooring. These conventional materials used for paving have been replaced by the interlocking pavers. Interlocking paver is the best type of paver. If we are to study the history, we will see that segmental paver have been used since Romans time, as I said earlier, for thousands of years ago. Roman used segmental paver to build the road. In the mid 1940s, paver began to be replaced out of a concrete, or you can say the concrete flooring can be replaced by a paver in term of a road, in term of a footpath, or in term of a garden. The use of interlocking paver happened for a reason. Holland lies below sea level, because of which the ground in Holland shift, move or sink. This made it clear to the designer that they need the road to be made flexible, which would help in preventing the cracking of a road, and this case it poured concrete was to be used. Generally there are two type of pavement, flexible pavement or a rigid pavement. In case of a flexible pavement, because of the undulation of the soil, that flexible pavement shows its effect on the particular top surface, whereas in case of the rigid pavement surface is very hard strata, so you will not find any of the crack generally in case of the rigid pavement, but it cracked. So its rigid nature would not be able to take the movement of the ground and would result in cracking of the road. Since the evaluation of concrete paver took place in Holland, that's why it is also called as a Holland stone. It was noticed that the concrete paver, when laid in a sand, perform much better than the concrete paver laid in a concrete. So this is the observation which is found by the researchers. That is ICBP, that is interlocking concrete block pavement. It is a technology has been introduced in India in construction a decade ago for specific requirement like footpath, parking areas, but nowadays it adopted extensively in a different use, where the conventional construction of a pavement using hot bitumen mix or a cement concrete technology is not feasible or desirable. So these are some interlocking paver block with a different shape, with a different size, with the different names. These are again the interlocking paver blocks which is having a glossy finish. It is having a two type of finish, a glossy finish, matte finish. Interlocking paver blocks with a heavy duty. Now why paver block to use? It gives excellent performance, okay, when applied at a location where the conventional system have lower service life due to the number of geological, traffic, environmental and operational constraint. So this one is a non-interlocking paving block, whereas this one is a interlocking paving block. As far as the strength part is concerned, that non-interlocking paving block having relatively low strength as compared to that of the interlocking paving block. Material selection is a basic part of it. Generally crushed stone, sand and cement is used for making the paver block or a paving block. Cement, it may be of a 33 grade, 43 grade are used, whereas crushed stones are used as a coarse aggregate and sand is used as a fine aggregate. Block paving made from a concrete. The concrete mix is blended in varying quantities with either mix or a singular color, then allowed to dry and set in a shaped mode. These are the few advantages of a paving block. If we use the paving block, the construction will be very speedy. This paving block is having a high dimension accuracy, so it can be fitted properly on a particular place or where you want to fit that particular paving block. All the paving blocks are of a very good quality. The biggest advantage of paving block is that no curing is required. Generally after the construction we have to do the curing so that the structure can gain its strength, but that thing is not required in case of a paving block. It is a permanent traffic marking. You can say that generally in while providing the space for parking, we have to give the distribution. So if we provide the paver block, it can be used as a permanent traffic marking. Very easy for maintenance, and yes, low manpower is required in case of a paving block. Mass production, that is under factory condition, ensures availability of a block having consistent quality and high dimensional accuracy. That is nothing but the advantage. Good quality of a block you will find everywhere. That is interlocking concrete block paver does not require curing. As I mentioned earlier, construction of a ICBP is labor intensive and required less labor, and it's having a low maintenance cost and high salvage value. It is having some limitations also, or you can say the disadvantage. So the factory premises deviation of a base course, no suited for high speed road and coarse bedding, sand and joint filling material. We will see this in detail. So quality control of a block at the factory premises is a prerequisite for a durable ICBP. Then any deviation of a base course, generally in case of a pavement, the deviation of a base course occurs. So because of the deviation of a base course, the top layer which is covered with a pavement, which is covered with a block, so it also shows the deviation. Profile will be reflected on the ICBP surface, hence extra care to be taken to fix the same. High quality and gradation of a coarse bedding, sand and joint filling material are essential for good performance. While fixing the paver block, high quality and gradation coarse bedding sand should be used so that it can be fixed properly. ICBP over unbound granular base course is susceptible to the adverse. It also affects to the poor drainage and will deteriorate the faster. Application of ICBP technology. First one, non-traffic areas. Second one is light traffic. Third one is the medium traffic. And last one is the heavy and very heavy traffic. Shapes. These are the different shapes and classifications of a paver block. You can see that this A, B, C and D, and we can have the group A, group B, group C and group D. We can have the different kind of a paver block which are available in the market, and these paver blocks are used for the different reasons. Type A, there is paver block with a plain vertical face which is shown in a First one, which does not key into each other when paved in any pattern. Type B, there is a paver block with alternating plane and curve corrugated vertical faces which key into each other along the curved corrugated faces when paved in any pattern. Type C, that is paver block having all faces curved or corrugated which key into each other along all the vertical faces when paved in any pattern. And type D, there is L and X shape paver block which have all faces curved or corrugated and which key into each other along all the vertical faces when paved in any pattern. So this is shape and classification of it, that is a type A, type B, type C and type D. So this is the type A. Again, this type A with this pattern is available in the market. This is type B, this is type C, and it may be of L shape or it may be of a X shape. These are the another patterns of a paver block which are available in the market. All this paver block is having their own advantages and disadvantages too. Thank you. This is all about paver block for the today's session. We will meet soon for the another session of a concrete technology. Thank you.